easy to tell that this is in fact not Bride's Glen LUAS stop. I'm walking up what now is either Cherrywood Road or Bride's Glen Road, I'm not quite sure, and I'm going to show you something interesting. So the LUAS stop itself, which we'll see later on in the video, it's kind of not very interesting. It's in a field well, it's not even a field, it's a hole in the middle of nowhere with not much surrounding it. However, just beyond it, we've got this gorgeous structure which we're about to find. To find it, it's a bit of a walk away from the LUAS stop itself. You can see on the map here. Since recording the video, I have learnt that there is a far easier way to get to the structure in question. As you can see on the map here, turn left from Bride's Glen LUAS stop and head over to the lake at Cherrywood. Then cross through the park and you will find a small gate which leads you onto Cherrywood Road. Turn right and head over to the structure. Oh, that's very zoomed in. Here we go. I found it. It's right in front of me here. Do you want to see it? Maybe you do. Here we have it, Bride's Glean Viaduct. As many of you know who are watching this, the LUAS is actually much older than it appears. The LUAS as it currently exists is just over a decade old, but having a railway has existed for much longer. And as we can see right here, you can see some of the original structure that was built by the Dublin and South Eastern Railway when it was a heavy rail line. Hello, it's me with the added benefit of fact-checking in post. The line was built in 1854 by the Dublin, Wicklow and Wexford Railway Company, which would later become the Dublin and South Eastern Railway Company. The line was open for just over 100 years, closing on the 31st of December 1958. So as you can see, there's this gorgeous 5-arch viaduct right just south of Bride's Glen LUAS stop that very few people actually know about. It's a gorgeous bit of engineering that still exists right now. There is plans to reopen this viaduct in the future. There are plans to extend the LUAS onto Bray from Bride's Glen. There's a hoarding just where the line's going to go, and it in fact will continue on right over this viaduct here into Bray. The question whether this will happen or not is a bit more complicated, but I'm just amazed by such a gorgeous bit of engineering that's just hidden here in South Dublin. I'm wondering if we can get our way up to the top of that viaduct there. Let's see what we can find. There we go. You can see in the wall that runs along, people have made their way through. Ugh. It's disgusting litter everywhere. It's utterly horrid. But it appears we can make our way up to the top of the viaduct. Water dripping from the arches there, but clearly people do this quite often. There we go. There's a small passage down there which runs up. It's a dirty road, clearly unintentional, but if you want to, you can make your way up. As you can see, the viaduct itself is fenced off. You can see the original route there that the line would have gone on, and it's easy to see the original bit. Will that show up? Because you've got the pylons that run down towards Bray. Now just imagine, a few years time, this all being cleared, track and ballast being put back down, and LUAS trams working their way back and forth along this line. Wouldn't that be absolutely brilliant? There's a big gap in the side of the fence there, which I probably shouldn't have tried to make my way through, but I did. There's an utterly gorgeous view from the top of this viaduct. Right, all panoramic views of the Wicklow Mountains and then over to Killiney Hill. All the monuments are visible and there's a massive view around. You can also see the Cherrywood Industrial Park developing there. So yeah, nature seems to really be claiming the top of this bridge. You can see there are trees growing out and all. But yeah. See what we can see, shall we? But yeah, look. There's still ballast and everything. I'm wondering if probably any valuable or interesting trinkets have been plundered a long time ago by other railway enthusiasts. But this is just fascinating. Just utterly fascinating. The LUAS itself is just up that way. You can see the buildings for Cherrywood just sticking out there. I'm now going to make my way the long way around, all the way back down the road, up through Cherrywood, to get to Glen LUAS stop itself. So I have to say farewell to the viaduct now, but I am just so happy I found this. It's a gorgeous bit of railway infrastructure that's over 100 years old, that's still preserved, pretty much intact, in just down this little street in Dublin. We're now here at the LUAS stop itself. You can see Glen LUAS stop. It's really situated in a beautiful bit of Cherrywood. You can see the gorgeous sprawling town stretching out before you. Fine examples of Irish contemporary architecture, beautiful watering facilities and nature working all hand in hand. Gorgeous, beautiful town of Cherrywood. Joking aside, this is probably one of the ugliest stops on the entire Green Line. It's just a massive hole full of nothing. Now, there is a group, Hines, an American development company, who are trying to rebuild, who plan to develop Cherrywood into a new line, into a new town, and they want to put something here. And this is all zoned to be commercial or commercial, residential, all that stuff. And they're really interesting plans here, but as it currently stands, very few people actually come here to Glen LUAS stop. Unlike the William Dargan Bridge, you're not allowed to walk on this viaduct here. What's peculiar is there does seem to be a perfect spot that would allow pedestrians to travel along here. However, as it currently stands, there are very few reasons you to come down to Glen. There is a bus stop. There's a small bus stop right there, which you can get these buses from, which take you out of the way here. But other than that, it's a really strange and disused spot. Would I say disused? Probably unused, to be better. As all LUAS stops has, it has the exact same facilities. It's got leap card readers and ticket vending machines if you don't have one of them, or if you want to top up your card. The 7 bus actually comes here, so if you want to get into Blackrock or that area, you can travel right from here on the 7, which is on the route of an old tram line. However, it's a really odd spot. If you found this video interesting, please subscribe to my channel, turn on notifications and follow me on my social media. My next video will be Cherrywood LUAS stop, which you can see as soon as it's up.